Someone mentioned that they still feel a great deal of pull into identification, that the thoughts are arising and they find themselves getting lost in the story of the mind. And this is very common after the discovery of our true nature. There's the discovery, but then there's remaining as our true nature, becoming established as yourself. So a lot of the repressed emotions will surface, a lot of the habitual thoughts that really support this identity will surface. And you may actually experience almost like an influx of this thought activity where it almost feels like the mind's pissed off from this discovery. It almost seems to be fighting back. And in a way it is. In a way it's almost like it knows its days are numbered because you've discovered your true self, that this activity of mind has come to a rest. There was the revelation of your true nature. When that activity came to a rest, well, there was then an unveiling, sort of say, of your true nature. And now there's a lot of this activity now that's coming up in efforts to veil your true nature again. So the mind feels very chaotic. And it's like the ultimate test now because there's a lot of stuff that's coming up, a lot of repressed emotions that you didn't even know was there. They are just surfacing. And there's a lot of turmoil. So it feels like it's not easy to remain unidentified with these thoughts. In a way, it just feels like it's just too compulsive to I just can't help myself. Said this in another video that it's like you play this game of just don't touch the mind. That's the game now. After the discovery, well, just don't touch it. Because every time you touch it, well, now you're going to suffer. So just don't touch it. But it's almost like just a habit. I just can't resist. And now there's this, touching, metaphorically, obviously, that you're just touching the mind, playing with it, getting involved. And every time you're getting involved like that, you're getting identified. You become immersed in the story. And suffering reappears. So when this is happening, what's very effective is, well, this game of playing just don't touch the mind. But you see all of this activity just appearing in you. That these thoughts and feelings are like clouds in the sky. So these clouds, they come in different shapes and forms. They're forming, they reform. They appear, they disappear. They're just passing by. These thoughts are moving. They're coming, they're going, they're changing. The feelings are coming, they're going, they're changing. So these clouds are appearing in the sky. And what you are is like the sky. Now, the sky is not attached to any of these clouds. The sky is not resisting the dark storm clouds, and it's not holding on to the light, fluffy clouds. So you just remain as the sky, and just simply witness these clouds pass by. And at this stage, you could say, it feels like there's a cleansing happening, like there's a purification happening. Because a lot of these dark, almost evil thoughts seem to be showing up. It feels like a dark storm is appearing. It almost feels like that, where this kind of energy is moving in, and you almost feel it like it's like a storm, like when the temperature just drops a little bit and the wind picks up. You kind of know that it's like there's a storm moving in. So you feel the same effect with some of these feelings come in. And there's usually a lot of activity of thought. This thought activity is really trying to get you to identify with it. And this thought activity is really the resistance of those feelings. But if you don't touch the thoughts, if you don't identify with them, you just let them appear in you, just like allowing the clouds to appear in the sky. You just remain as the sky, allow the clouds to appear. Even the storm, allow the storm to roll in. Allow that energy that feels like the thunder and the lightning to appear in you, the sky. Allow that violent storm, that electricity, that energy, the wind, the lightning, the thunder. That's like some of these feelings that we haven't felt in such a long time, that we've been running from, that we've been resisting. But now after this initial glimpse, you're no longer thinking that you're just this person, that you're feeling these feelings in your stomach. Sure, it's going to feel like that, but if you remain as the awareness that is like the sky of awareness, none of these thoughts and feelings, as big and scary as they appear to be, none of them are bigger than the sky that they appear in. There's no storm that's bigger than the sky. There's no cloud that's bigger than the sky. So like that, these thoughts, these feelings, they can't overwhelm the space in which they appear in. You are the space of awareness, the sky of awareness. So you let this storm pass through you. You feel the wind pick up. You feel the temperature drop. You hear the thunder from far. Now it's raining. The wind is very violent. There's a lot of lightning, really loud thunder, but it passes by. And it's just passing through you. And this change in perspective of experiencing these emotions as awareness instead of as a person, it totally changes everything. There's a greater capacity. There's the experience that none of these clouds actually touch the sky. No storm is wetting the sky. No lightning is shocking the sky. No thunder is too loud for the sky. It's all allowed. That the sky has already allowed the storm to appear in it. It has already accepted the storm. So just like that, these emotions, they are already allowed in awareness. It's you, the awareness, that's aware of these emotions that are already here. If they're already here, they're already allowed. If they are already present, they are already accepted. So there's no resistance. There's no rejecting. And then it's just experiencing this storm, but from the perspective of the sky, that the storm is appearing in. And it's experiencing that no matter how violent these winds are, how scary the thunder sounds, how shocking the lightning is, it's not touching you. By experiencing this storm just simply move through you, and you experience that you are aware prior to the storm, during the storm, and after the storm, and you, the awareness, are in the same pristine condition before, during, and after. And you experience that you weren't touched by that storm. You weren't affected at all. This then gives you that experiential proof that you are untouchable, that you are beyond the storm, just like the sky is beyond the clouds. That whatever activity appears in the sky itself is not affected by that activity. This becomes your living experience, that whatever activity is happening, these dark thoughts, these violent storms, it's just activity. But you are totally free from that activity. You are untouched by that activity. Just like that experience, just once, maybe twice, it just shows you that you have this capacity to experience anything. So there's a sense of fearlessness, that these feelings that you were afraid of, that you were resisting, that there's just no longer any more fear. There's no longer any resistance. There's just this openness of the sky, the openness of the sky of awareness that just welcomes everything. And with this perspective, you find that you're not identifying like you were before. And every time this storm of emotions or this dark clouds of thought are just simply passing by without resistance, there's less and less of this identification. And everything is just being seen. It's being accepted. It's being embraced fully. And it's in that allowance that this identification with the content just starts dissolving. There's a feeling of almost a purification. But it's you just abiding as your true nature. Like the sky, it's not resisting any clouds. It's not holding on to any clouds. It's just remaining open. So like that, you just are remaining your true nature, and your true nature is wide open. It's allowing everything. It's allowing this moment as it is. It's already accepted this moment as it is. Otherwise, it wouldn't be happening. So whatever's happening is allowed. There's an openness for everything and anything to happen without trying to control it. Without being afraid of it. Without resisting it. That by just remaining as the sky, there's nothing that sticks to you. There's a feeling of there's an absence of the stickiness, but the stickiness is the personal identity. It's the personal identity that's sticky. The me as the thought, me as a separate entity. That's what's sticky. But as the sky, there's no stickiness about it. Everything is just so impermanent, just passing through, just passing by, just appearing and disappearing. So hopefully that helps. See you in the next one.